just done a complete coolant flush, and I checked the belts. If we can see under here, I've got an LED light. It's a bit oily. There's the alternator. I was checking the belts, and the alternator belt's very, very loose. If I can just, it's a bit of a squeeze. There's the belt. Let me just put my fingers on. See, there's a lot of play there. That's moving a good couple of inches. You know, it's way too loose. All you need to do is, I do believe it's had a new belt recently in the last few weeks, but it's just not been put on tight enough. This is the adjuster here. The alternator needs to be forced that way, maybe 10 millimeters. So I'll have to. Let me just get my spanner. We just have to. Oh, it's very awkward one-handed. Just slacken this one. Yeah, slacken this one slightly. I'll just do 5 millimeters to begin with. Just slacken that, and then tighten. There is another bolt next to it. So slacken the first one, tighten the next one, purely to force the alternator 5 to 10 millimeters. And it should. We're struggling under here, one-handed. Yeah, that belt's just got far too much. You know, it shouldn't move that easily. But there's very little pressure. You know, I'm moving at a good inch or so. You're supposed to be able to put quite a lot of tension on. So yeah, that needs considerable tightening. I'm amazed it's charging and not squealing. But this is the sort of thing I'm doing. I'm just checking everything, but it's very oily under here. It's to be expected. The car is 36 years old, and I changed the oil filter just a few minutes ago. Did a complete oil flush, and let me just crawl out of here. I'm on my back. When the old filter came out, there didn't appear to be a seal, an oil seal, and I'm truly staggered. I put a new one in. Let's get my light. It's under here. Quite awkward to get to actually when you're back in the pavement. So it's easy on a ramp. But where is it? It's there. It is. That black thing there. That's the brand new oil filter. The old one was white. That's made by Bosch, and the other one was a Jaguar part. When I took it out, see, look at all this oil around here. There's oil everywhere. Really couldn't work out where it's coming from. The car was very, very low on oil, and I really honestly believe there was no oil seal. I couldn't find it on the pavement. It wasn't stuck to the engine. It wasn't on the old filter. It just simply wasn't there, and I really did struggle to get the filter off. I had to go and buy a special wrench, actually, a much bigger, more. I normally use like a nylon strap or a chain, but I had to go and get a huge sort of it's about 18-inch long oil filter wrench, about £12, and that brought it off easily. But it really was on tight. I just never seen anything like it. An oil filter on a car that. It should have obviously sprayed everywhere. It's clearly been leaking because there's a lot of oil under the car, but anyway, it doesn't leak now, and I'm just waiting for heat sink. I beg your pardon. I've warmed the engine fully. It's very, very hot. I'm just waiting for the cooling system the pipes are now hot. I just want to check. I need a bit of the heat to sink through the engine and all through the cooling system, and I'm going to turn it back on again and see when everything's circulating. It was very slow for the thermostat to open. This area was hot. This pipe stayed cold, but it's actually very hot now. It stayed cold for about 10 minutes, so the thermostat was clearly slow to open. So I'm going to be changing that just to make sure that it's not faulty, and I will change all of these hoses. And all of these hoses are old, and the water pipes. I'll change all of those. It'll probably take a couple of weeks before I get around to that, but I just really want to get the basic service done so I can get the car down to the LPG garage and get this car reconnected to LPG. This pipe here, this is the this pipe's where the LPG fuel comes across there. Through that, you can't really see because of the glare of the sunshine, but that's called a reducer. The hot water from the cooling system flows through one side of this. The liquid gas pours into that aluminium chamber, and because it's so hot from the coolant from the engine, it expands. The liquid gas vaporizes, and it comes up this pipe and it's fed into the engine directly into the. That's the airflow meter. It'll be yeah, it will probably fix in somewhere around here. But it was disconnected about 3 years ago, and I'm going to have it reconnected next Tuesday. It will run beautifully on LPG, and LPG in the UK is less than half the price of petrol. Obviously on a car like this you do struggle to get 15 miles to a gallon, but on half price fuel it makes it much more bearable. But I'm so thrilled with this car. You know, it really is a gorgeous beast. Very original, utterly filthy in here. I will detail this engine bay in the coming weeks and months, and that will come up absolutely beautifully clean and shiny. I'll repaint everything, I'll polish everything, but first things first, we need to get it, you know, meticulously serviced. Every oil and every fluid, everything needs to be changed, every filter. I'll attend to some minor issues with the bodywork, and then we'll come back to cosmetic detailing. But it might take 6 months to get this car the way I want it, but I think it's going to be worth it. It's a real beauty. So pleased with it.